first day of boot camp tonight. Some people might be in the groups that are going to be attending. I am about to press live. Y'all say send good energy that the good message is received because at least the two people that I know that have commented or who I think and maybe some other people watching that y'all really, really, really do believe in quality services. Y'all really do believe in not scamming people, right? Y'all really do believe in that. But I've been sitting back quiet on a lot of things, and things have to be said. And truth is truth. Well, truth is subjective, but I guess facts, facts. So I'm gonna go ahead and press. Um, oh, I think I am live. Okay. I don't know. I didn't even know that it was already live on the other platforms. So we're gonna, yes, I'm gonna preface this as y'all saw the title, and there's just some things that I really, really need to say. Um, if y'all not about here, if anybody's watching that's really not about hearing information, that's that some people may not want this information, so y'all can click off, and that's fine. This information is for people who want to operate in integrity, for people who want to do good quality services, receive good quality services, who've had it up to here with any scamming in the industry, who don't believe that people should be mistreated behind a chair, or you yourself have been through some things and you don't want it to happen to anybody else, then this is going to be for you. I'm live. Thank you, Olive. All right. So, y'all, let me go ahead and click on here real quick. Oh, let me go live on there. I didn't even go live on Instagram. Instagram definitely need to be on. So now we on. We live. All right. Let me start and preface this by saying Microloc Mastery Bootcamp is starting tonight. And y'all, I'm going to hop on probably for a few minutes to do my intro and then let the coaches take over. But I had to say this before I got on because you in the bootcamp are going to be learning more in depth about this. But those who are not in bootcamp, we're going to talk about some things now. Also, let me go back between screens. Hi, greetings, Kenneth, on Instagram. I got to do a wusa. There's a lot of things that are going on and have been going on with Microlocs for a very long time. I always want to preface this by saying who I am. I'm Jessica. I'm founder of Microloc Mastery, Naturally Beautiful Hair Care, and coiner of Microlocs out of Brooklyn, New York in 2009. I coined it. You can go and look and see. There's a lot of information that has been happening from that period of time to now. And a lot of y'all, maybe if you didn't know me or not, you can go scroll on my YouTube and see videos and topics I've always talked about. Getting good quality work, best results, integrity. I even did a video about 3 or 4 years ago called Stop Scamming. And that was one of the first times that was monumental for me because I had always been kind of nice and, skirting around being too blunt. But I had at that point started witnessing a lot of things from people doing consults with me, online consults that were I just was like, no. So I did a video called Stop Scamming, and we talked about some of these things that were happening in the industry. Now, I also want to let y'all know I'm a licensed therapist, social work therapist. Okay, so I have a psychotherapist and I have a master's and bachelor's in social work. I advocate, I communicate, I talk. If that is an issue, you can go listen to someone else. But I know that the information, I cannot sit silent and quiet if there are mass numbers of people experiencing similar things to detriment. If there are mass numbers of people being manipulated, if there's a lot of misinformation, I'm not the one that's going to sit quiet. I'm already got things working behind the scenes for other things in regards to the coining, microlocs, and branding. But when it comes to people who are throwing it all away to the wind and just saying, you know what, I'm about this quick money, I'm about these likes, and they don't care about the results. They don't care about long term. I see it, and here's one hard truth that you really need to know. It might be your favorite master stylist. It might be your favorite salon that usually specializes in other services, now bringing on this service. Or it might be someone that you really or you think is credible in the hair industry. And what's happening is I'm literally watching them do the things that people have come over the past 16 years, 15 years and a half of me doing this service to fix, or me and other people, right? So there's a lot of y'all that agree. Again, if y'all don't agree, please click off. Please click off. We're not going to go back and forth about what is this and that. We're going to talk from professionals who are doing great work, who believe in doing great quality work and really mastering their craft. We're going to be having the conversation amongst that and people who are supportive of clients getting good services. Hello, 305 Capricorn. Hey, April. And then, so that's one of the hard truths is that this, okay, hold on. Woo! What is the subject about? Hi, Diane, you just joined. The subject is about some hard truths about this industry that needs to be said because y'all know, right? Y'all see a lot of installations, a lot of really good partying grids and stuff. But what a lot of people don't hear from those businesses or from those stylists or whatever is y'all don't hear the real deal that might be going on behind the scenes when that person gets to year 1, year 2, year 3, if they even make it that far. The cleanup that's needed, the breakage that's needed, that's happening, you don't necessarily see the real deal. Behind the scenes, a lot of us stylists that know how to fix and repair are getting it constantly. There's a lot of stylists that co-signed on my post, very reputable locticians that are like, I keep trying to tell people don't start that way. Shout out to, I believe Chris McDre commented on one when I was talking about 2-strand twist, and he was like, I'm done trying to tell people about starting not doing it that way because people want to do what they want to do, and it's frustrating for us when we are dealing with it on a professional level. So I've seen a lot of things come out of the DIY realm into what is now considered the professional realm. And that's why I'm talking about your favorite salon. Maybe not your favorite salon, but the salons you see all the time on IG, the salons that you might see have a lot of followers. There's a lot of people prioritizing likes and quick cash over the health of your hair and the quality of the work long term. And it got you conditioned to think that, or maybe not, I don't know who thinks. Some people think that it's people with smaller numbers, people who prioritize their work behind a chair, building their training, whatever it is, over trying to show you a bunch of installs or show you something that looks good for the moment. But a lot of people don't spend a lot of time doing things to look good on IG. We do things in real life to look good, to last. And so there's a misconception sometimes that people think something is more credible because there's a lot of likes. It's very common that people want to just have a lot of likes to get credentials on it, whatever, to try to look like they're credible. But that's one of the nasty truths that's happened, in regardless of whether it's Microlocs or not. That's just the hair industry. And we know when Instagram first came out, most grown adults wasn't really feeling Instagram because we thought it was for kids. And then it became a tool for business. Then they were like, okay, now let's go ahead and use Instagram to grow. But what's happening, it is very much focused on image, pictures, image, what I could show you, what looks good, so that you can say you like it. The whole way social media is geared psychologically, because I'm a social work therapist, psychologically is a little bit toxic. But even if it was really good, like, we want to see it through stages. We want to know that this information is really true. And sometimes people can get confused, and people are capitalizing off of that, off of you not knowing, off of, the number. Like, this is going to get a lot of people to follow, whatever. So deception is big. Deception is big. Another nasty truth is that there's a lack of long-term results, and it's a lack of the truth. So yeah, deception is a lack of you seeing what's really going down. When you start with that method and people are fighting tooth and nail, I saw somebody, they started with it, the hair looks nice. Are you there in their skin? Are you there when they go to maybe get it fixed? Are you there when they experience bunching and slipping? Are you there really seeing? Okay, maybe there's a couple of people that have had no issue. But there's very rare that if you put it in a method that, knowing as a loctician how that's going to evolve, and you miraculously don't have any issue. Um, there's things that just are more prone to happen. So when someone is really knowledgeable, there are people that are knowledgeable in one particular or a few particular areas of hair that may still need to know information when they get to the micro realm. There's even people that are very well seasoned sister locticians, or maybe people who are sister locticians that maybe didn't feel like they got enough from repair, or they don't know how to reattach, or they don't know extensions. So there's people that can have skills but don't know certain things. And there's some people that absolutely don't know anything about small locks, but they found some popular influencer or somebody doing, or people doing a certain technique, and they've incorporated it into their business. And I've seen that happen. And the only thing that I'm really going to say is you better watch how those things evolve long term. You're going to start to see people not doing it. You're going to start to see people not doing certain things after a while. But how many people are going to go down with that before that person says, well, damn, we got way too many complaints. This is not popular no more. Maybe we should not do that way. There's another hard truth is that there is information that is being suppressed because it's not popular, because it's not something that people want to hear. Hair is so damn emotional. I know, because I went through this process, and that was way back in 2007 in my consults. Got my hair done in 2008, January 1st and 2nd. I was emotional then, and there wasn't even any of half these platforms. And I remember wanting what I wanted, and like, what's going on? Why is it evolving this way? And so, on the border of having a temper tantrum, because I was like, I don't like how it looks. Like, I had some stuff I need to do with myself. So again, y'all can click off if this information is too touchy. I talk about hard truths. I'm a licensed therapist. I'm a licensed social worker. I'm going to talk about some of the mental stuff that's getting in there, because I've been witnessing some things this weekend that really got me saying, what is going on? Because even if someone got some information that they didn't necessarily want to hear, like, oh, I started my hair. We hear that all the time in camp. I started my hair this way. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say, don't ever feel guilty or bad. Always know that you can get the tools you need, skills you need to go ahead and fix, rehab, or whatever. That's what you can focus on. Or you can redo it, but you don't have to, as long as you have skill. So it's not about you feeling guilty and then trying to create a fantasy world around yourself to condone the guiltiness. For instance, this master stylist who, the thing is, it hits close to home because you're suppressing my information, all other people like me, so that you can hear that what you did was fine, although you're having a ton of work that needs to be repaired. So now someone who doesn't know, or that respected your word in other realms of hair, are now thinking that, okay, I'm going to have this smooth, okay, I'm going to go through this process, and that's totally cool. When you know that, you may not know, because this is not your niche, that you haven't done hundreds of clients of heads of hair, you haven't fixed. And so I think it's a little bit irresponsible if someone really truly cares about hair care technique, theory, to completely disregard things that have been put in place, or the real true process, so that they can paint a picture for you, or they can get your money, or they can say, yeah, whatever the client wants, although you know that the clients that get it done this way, that's recommended, are much easier for you and have much smoother process. But then you wanted to grab that other money, and so you did that, and now those people are having a little bit more problems, or it doesn't look the same, but you're trying to do it cheaper. So you're basically, instead of upholding high quality integrity, you're going back and forth. Stick to something that is going to give the client better hair care practices, better results, and do that, as opposed to, I feel like there's a lot of, just a lot of deception and suppression for now, until, because nothing can stay suppressed for long, right? But that I know for a fact, they don't want to hear that. They want to hear what they want to hear. They want to see these parts. They want to see these twists. I just scrolled on my timeline and I saw really straight hair, little boxes. This hair salon that keeps showing the installs, but it's just, and I was just like, why are they doing that method? Wow. And it was like, oh, it looked nice when they walked out the chair, but locks are not right now, like, it has to look perfect right now. Locks are a process. Locks are a journey, no matter the size, no matter the technique. They're not an instant go in the chair. Like, that's a mentality we can have for protective styles or other styles. When you get in the chair and you get out, you're like, yes. And although you want your install maybe to look good enough to be to wear, it's never going to look like that. So let's stop deceiving people into selling them on an install. that is going to go have problems. And they come to find out a lot of the things are untangling, bunching, because all the different textures in one person's head, you're using the weakest way to lock a small lock. And knowing that it's tighter back here, it's looser here in the back, right here, it's looser sometimes here, and it's going to lock at different processes. And so you're going to leave it in the loosest pattern possible. So they're probably going to have their hair come in a loose. And then and I don't know if that's intentionally done so that you can now charge people to pretend to fix it or fix it, because if you were a person really skilled in repair, I wouldn't want to do that. First, I wouldn't want to stand behind the chair that long, but I wouldn't want somebody to have to sit either and pay me more money to fix something I should have just did it in a stronger way to begin with. And either the person doesn't know, which is why I think people need to get education, or they don't care, which is even more of a problem. Again, click off. I'm not doing this for likes. I'm doing this for the information. So when I talk about in the Microlocs Sanders book, the foundation, and I'm in Brooklyn, right? So y'all can do timelines, y'all can think about businesses, think about how they started, and being the lone microloc at one point, salon, hair person, and knowing then what came after and the type of quality and standards and things I've been talking about from day one. Right. So then you had a certain way people were doing it then when they were saying Microlocs. And then the explosion of the YouTube. While I was in custody court fighting for my child, while I was recovering from postpartum, while I was going through hell and stopped off Instagram, I wasn't able to talk. This is why I talk now. This is why I talk now. Encourage all women, when life happens, don't worry. Just keep standing by good quality work. Keep standing by, sending a message, because when they suppress us, they kick the algorithm with all the nonsense of the perming your edges and combing out the ends of your locks, and people not fully embracing locks, and people taking your money. And then other people like us who have to go and clean it up, console, they're sitting in your chair, be fine. I've had people sit right in my chair and cry. Y'all would take hair lightly? You want to take this industry lightly? You want to grab your quick buck and focus on Instagram likes? Or you're going to do real quality work and change your life and somebody else's life? You're going to suppress people or shun them because they don't got as many likes, or let's not like her post because we don't want her stuff kicked into the algorithm, even though she's the one that coined and laid the foundation for us. Oh, we're getting personal. Sorry. There's some things going on behind the scene. I don't get too personal because it's already being handled. But all I want to say is I support people who support good quality work, period. And you are respectful and have integrity. And there's a lot of people capitalizing off, if it's you or whoever is looking for this service, your desire to have what you see, maybe what you see somebody have long term. You may even look at an install and think that it's not going to look like that long term. But if you have a certain look or a certain desire, a skilled professional will walk you through and help you get that. We don't need to spend money and time fixing stuff. We don't need to watch you have half your locks fall out your head before we get and say, wait, you should have did it this, or we could fix this, and now let's start doing it right. It doesn't matter how many shiny followers, likes, or how many cute little videos they could put together. Like, let's look at the information that they're talking about. Let's look, and all information is public. Anybody can go and look at any receipts of anything I've ever said. You can go see, what I've been saying in the first videos when I was even talking about Microlocs not being another word for sister locks, and that fight I fought to even get it respected. And so now my message is not even being, sometimes I feel like it's the message. I don't know if it's not being taken seriously until you've realized you wasted money, or it's not because it's not folded in a shiny package for you. But it's like, real research means going back. Real research means combing the internet, really seeing what was out there, really seeing what kind of information has consistently been giving good results, which kind of information has been repairing, rehabbing for the long term. We are about the long term here, not about taking your money. And I'm so sad to see that. I'm so sad to see that. It is to see this business that opened up a brand new location. I almost want to say, but I'm not going to be petty and messy like that, but I'm a little bit harsh right now to see them. And it's just so shiny. And I'm like, that's a nice 2-strand twist style, but come on. Like, how much are you charging for that? And it's straight. It's bone straight. And the funny thing is about this particular business is that when we were at the Transcendence Hair Show in Brooklyn, New York in 2011, I had a whole Microlocs table and they were there doing locks or something. And I was like, from that time, I was talking about Microlocs right across from that person doing regular traditional locks. You never mentioned Microlocs ever before until it started booming. And now you're doing this technique that's not even this, like the I call it, I call it amateur technique because it's something it's a twist thing. It's not really designed for the strength. I talk about it in my free webinar. You can watch the free webinar. And that got me saying that's just one of many businesses. They won't start saying until it booms, and then they want to jump and capitalize off of it and make sure that they know what they're doing. Because what glitters isn't always gold. I'm sorry, y'all are saying facts. Hey, Tisha. Hey, Dion. Child, likes don't equal money in the bank. No, let me hop on the Instagram because y'all know. Yes, Snappy with LA. Diane, when they come for repair, they don't pay. They want the quick fix. Jessica, a lot of these stylists are not to be blamed. Why not? Because these clients are doing their hair themselves and blaming on stuff. That is true. I feel the same way. Hair by April Cobb. Thank y'all, because even if you didn't agree, I had to say this. Spirit was screaming over the weekend. Someone I respected, y'all. Y'all already know. Some of y'all know the Mike Snatch incident, right? By Joanne Cornwell. Person I respected and admired. Well, there's another person I respected and admired, not in the lock realm, but in the hair realm, that has completely disappointed me. But I think it's on a personal level because that's somebody I just watched. Like, we've had conversation. Now, I'm not going to say too much. But I'm going to say enough. And the thing that I really respected at the time was that they really upheld professionalism, I thought. They really upheld all these quality online programs and everything. I know somebody watching already knows because one of my team members told me about it. And we had a long conversation, so we already know who I'm talking about. And I watch how the conversation goes. I watch actions and behaviors. This is the problem some of us have. We go to the flashy number. We go to who got a big platform, messing up your hair, condoning things that will mess up your hair. So a person went and did something real quick, and they even admitted them. I didn't even think about it. I just did this. But now that I know the information, I'm like, it's all right. If you get the support you need, you're probably going to have some loosening locks. You're going to need some repair. But I guess it wasn't good enough for me to say, ultimately, that is not the ideal way to start, because as they were having problems, they wanted to get somebody to co-sign with it, and it just made sure that they suppressed what I was saying, didn't got off the lid. And it was just like, but you said you supported this message. So what is it that you really are looking for? Are you really, let's be honest with ourselves. Do we really want likes and people to watch us and support people that we had a lot of likes, or do we want the information? Because what happens behind the scenes when people have rehabbed hair, they feel fabulous. When our platforms behind the scenes is blowing up like crazy numbers. I'm like, look at all of these unique hits to all of these pages. People are watching. We see y'all watching the stories. We see y'all signing up for the free webinars. But then when it comes to the information publicly putting in the algorithm, we ain't gonna too strong. We're gonna keep trying to get this money off these ways that people don't know. We're gonna focus on making the best little production, mini reels or whatever. It's like, come on, like, put the energy into actually getting quality work and stop trying to scam people for some likes and some quick money, because that money is not going to be consistent down the line. Hair evolves, locks evolve. You cannot keep your stuff hidden for that long. It's going to come out, and people are going to be walking around with results better than yours because they started it or they did something, invested in their skills, and you didn't. In the moment, because you didn't even take them. So you was like, well, I got more followers, whatever. I can get this money. Got to pay my rent. Got to pay my bills. You can pay your bills and pay your rent and have integrity. It may not be, it may look different, but see, integrity is something you got to have in your heart. Thank you, Jessica. I wish everyone had your same passion and integrity about their work. Thank you. At this point, I don't care. I'm in my 40s. I've been talking about this since I was in my 20s. Y'all can see that video. Did I show y'all one of the first videos? And I was talking about Microlocs, and I was in the process of trademarking it at that time. And things happen. It's going to happen to all of us. As Black women, we are underfunded and undersupported, and we treat each other the worst sometimes. So in the times that I had no funding to continue my stuff, everybody was like, opportunity. And then let's go ahead and push her to the side because I'm going to be her competition. Instead of, this might happen to me, and maybe I'd want someone to support me. Or let me build my business strong too. Because when them cease and desist and all them things happen, then it's like, man, but there's so many things that we should just want to have good integrity about. Building our businesses, handling our clients, doing good quality work. And like Diane was saying in the IG, you was talking about sometimes it's not the stylist. You're correct. Sometimes, people don't know, or they do know, and I don't know how much people don't know. But if information is suppressed, like if my stuff ain't in the algorithm or your stuff ain't in the algorithm, then, people will see the other people in the algorithm and be like, okay, so-and-so twisting. I'm going to sit here and twist all my hair like this. The color treated ends, the different textures. I'm not going to prep my hair properly. I'm not going to figure out how my maintenance routine is. I'm just going to do what looks good right now, and I'm going to let it lock with no support about how to prepare, how to repair, how to prevent, how to do any of those things. So sometimes then they're like, oh shoot, oh my gosh, what's happening? Let me go find hey Jessica, can you come give me a consultation? And it's like one person, it was 3 consultations from poor Microloc extensions. At this point I said, I'm gonna either start them from scratch or not do it at all, because I can't clean up. It's probably going to be longer to do that than to just do from scratch. I'm talking about Microloc extensions and Microlocs. People sometimes don't know the information. Okay. But if you purposely trying to take a shortcut and then you realize you have problems, sometimes you realize you're going to spend more money to clean it up than to just do it. And then sometimes it's a combination. So sometimes the stylist can do really good work, and the client the maintenance routine may be kind of self-sabotaging, because we talked about that when we talk about products. We talk about that in the boot camp when we talk about maintenance and product do's and don'ts, and certain things that people could do knowingly or unknowingly that could undo or make it more difficult for the hair to lock properly. So that's something you want to make sure, and that the client knows. But if they're not caring or they're following, because that still happens, people follow what somebody else does that's not even maybe a professional, or maybe it's just not for them, and then they're doing things to the hair and expecting the cleanup. A lot of stylists are not doing that either. They're like, no, I'm not cleaning up. You either become my client become my client so you don't bounce around and I become the cleanup lady for a poor stylist, or you follow the regimen so that you have your hair in top quality. Like there's a balance. Greetings, gratitude. Good to see you too, Madam Butterfly. I'm gonna go back over. Preach thinking. That's what happens when you don't get folks that just see money and nothing else. Short-term viewpoints. I'm late. I logged in. Did she say, or do you just know she's speaking of? Hey, Instagram. I'm not speaking of, well, I don't know. I was speaking of, so I'm sorry. It's a lot going on. Diane was trained by me. Well, our team, Microloc Mastery. Diane Fabulous was saying she's trained by me. And then North Main Locks, you asking. So we have a team of coaches that support the training too. So it's not just is me and other certified professionals. But I don't know. I was talking about specific people, two different master or hired follow people when I was talking about some don'ts. But what's another hard truth? Yeah, we talked about number of likes don't equal the quality of education, sales, credibility, nothing. Any business will tell you that. Number of likes don't mean nothing. And to be quite honest, when it comes to social media and social media marketing, it is one of the lowest conversion rated platforms. People can be all day on Instagram, 200,000 likes and not making a penny, and people with 8,800 followers making 6 figures and $1 million. And I know a lot of companies, and because it is not the only indicator, right? It's not the way, and smart people know you'll use it to build up, maybe like show behind the scenes, and maybe you just want to post what's going on, you want to update people. But I mean, at the end of the day, don't just use that and a bunch of Instagram installs and be like, I'm choosing my stylist off of this because look how many followers. Like, What do they call it? There's a term now for they call Instagram stylist, Instagram hairstylist. I don't know. There's like a whole terminology of people who are realizing that are getting scammed in all industry, all aspects of the hair industry. When we get to this one, it's close to my heart and it will always be close to my heart. And if you do your research, you understand why. Because when I said, you know what, I admire Joe Cornwell, but there's a lot of things that we need to do better. I want to go ahead and introduce this whole Microlocs, and I had this whole vision that unfortunately unfolded in a different way because life's and it will life for you. So you should have sympathy for other people's journeys as well. But when lifed and I had to pull away, I sat and watched something I held close to my heart become a big scam. I don't care who aligns with someone who is doing poor quality work because they have a lot of followers. Or even the sad part is people in the hair industry who were getting accolades for another segment of the hair industry that has nothing to do with locks, co-signing it. And then the hair is not looking, you're like, your hair would have looked so much better if you like, you don't need, like, let's go to therapy about needing to soothe our guilty. Let's go to therapy about not feeling good enough. Let's deal with that so that we can make more clear decisions about what's going to get us what we want. Because if I stopped worrying about, if I had lower self-esteem, I wouldn't even go live. Because I'd be like, hey, nobody, I don't have this many followers. No, I forge ahead with information because people respect it. I respect my platforms enough to say the truth all the time. I say what I feel and stand by. And I know that the people who need to hear it, want to hear it, don't be clicking off because I'm not just giving y'all, they stay, they listen, they absorb. I watch them thrive. Their hair thrive. Their clients' hairs thrive. Their business thrive. So I just feel like it really does matter when you deal and sort with some of the stuff going on in here. And I'm not perfect. I'm already kind of, you hear me fire in my voice because I'm just like, I'm so tired of people getting taken advantage of. The people who truly don't know. And it will be like, I didn't know about you, but it's fine. But you know about me now? Because the funny thing is, things will, I think when you ask, you receive. I'm very, very spiritual. Things will come across your path, will align with you when you need it, right? I don't need to just cater to everybody, spending energy and not getting a return on it. I will strategically talk about things I believe in and that I always stand by to get the right people. The people that are going to make my work more enjoyable, the people that are going to thrive because they're ready. And so that's what a lot of us, this is the real conversation that I like having a late night IG. Whoever catches me late night on IG, sometimes y'all know it's very rare, but I'll go live and I'll just talk. And we talked about knowing the power within us, right? We talked about feeling good about ourselves, right? So we would never do scammy stuff like this, so that we would never need validation from a platform, right? So we can achieve, feel good, like it will be life changing. But there's a lot of us that don't, and so it's a pervasive issue. I talk about Joy DeGroy. She's a social worker. She talk about post-traumatic slave. I know it's like, what does it have to do with it? It has a lot to do with it. One of the reasons why we got so much spending power, but we don't seem to have as much power in the industry as we need to, because half the time we fight each other, because half the time we are reflections of each other, and half the time if you don't feel good or you don't want to hear or you don't like or you jealousy, you wanted to have that, but you didn't. Like, that's the core of a lot of things. We didn't get enough love. We didn't get enough hugs. We're told like, it goes deep. And I'm not going to necessarily go deep because everybody's stories are different. But those of us who are a little more like emotionally intelligent, a little more like we our behaviors will reflect differently. So we won't, I just need this money and I'm just going to do, you like have a little bit more, like you move different. Like, child. Listen, we are nearing 6 o'clock and I'm trying to click here. You were confused. You're welcome. And in an hour, we are doing day 1 of our boot camp. Okay. So, with our coaches, and I figured I'd pop on and do an intro of myself. I wasn't sure if I'd have the ability to, but our boot camp is run by our team of coaches. So you'll see me. Some days you might see me a part of the time, and you'll see the coaches. And we're going to go more into this. And by that 4th day, I wanted to get some sound bites for y'all where I don't know who exactly said it. A couple people were like, jaw hit the floor when they realized, based on their own experiences, what they see, what they heard, what they learned. They were like, I can't believe half that information is out there, and people are, they're like, when you know, you know. And once it clicks, I saw the light bulb click. We see it all the time through these boot camps. They're like, oh my goodness. And then they make changes and they watch their business and their skills thrive. Yeah, I don't make up any of those testimonies. I don't make up nothing. Why? The team, because I think they're complimenting the team more than even more so. The results that they're seeing from the boot camp that people pay sometimes $49 for, like, or free. It depends on how you get in the boot camp. So I'm just saying, I speak a lot on YouTube and stuff about things till I'm blue in the face. I watch other people. I'm speaking for years, decades, almost a decade and a half. And so now you got a bunch of people talking. My message is never going to change about high quality work, because trends come and go. High quality lasts forever. Forever. Knowing how to repair, knowing how to create the best foundation for yourself. Don't feel bad if you didn't know and you're just finding out. You're finding out in the right time. It's okay. You're finding out in the right time. That's how I look at it. So instead of trying to create a world of a fantasy to try to, like, this may be a little bit too more psychological for some people, but I've see it, and I'm like, it is okay to say, well, maybe I would have got a better result if I did it this way, and I really wanted to have a better result. You either could start over, or you can learn how to do the advanced repair. You can learn how to smooth it out and get what you really want. Because especially if you are front facing in any industry, but especially the hair industry, I must be embarrassed. That person must have been embarrassed being a quote unquote master in the hair industry and starting in a certain way and having it all come out, or having it all look fragile. And when you could have really, really top quality refined results that you wanted. It's all about what you want. So if this ain't what you want, like, you can click off. It's okay, because my message ain't for everybody. No one is for everyone. I know who I am for. I want to make sure I get you all that information. Even if you never heard of me, and all of a sudden you hear about me, you're like, I wanted my hair to be refined to that level, because that's how I was. I had to see somebody in the store and see their hair and have me stop dead in my tracks. That's what I wanted for me, because I somehow wanted to keep growing my hair business and I wanted to have my hair look good. Excuse me. But some people might want something else, and that's fine. But I just want to tell you, for those who want, and those who want good quality and strength is really important for this size. So that's something I'm not going to negotiate on. I'm not going to give you weak. I'm not condoning weak locks. I'm not condoning half, all types of things that are going to break or be a problem for you. I'm not condoning that. But you might not want them so refined. You might not want them so small. You might like a certain look, and your hair texture gives that look. Cool. Right? That's all I'm saying, is that there are people, I believe, because how could you not know if you're in a lock industry and you're opening up all these locations? How could you not know? How irresponsible is it to do an install with all those factors that create problems, and you do it and you highlight it, and then you say, we're doing Microlocs. And I'm looking like, what is a square and a twist and a straight hair? Oh my gosh. And I was just like, man, we all know why my passion is when you know my story, right? The definition I had for Microlocs had a different definition. That's why I'm passionate. That's why if it makes you mad, you can click off. Maybe you can research me a little bit, know my story. I'm not a random. I'm not a person out here playing around. I've been on YouTube, one of the first few ever talking about Microlocs on YouTube, period. Back in the day. No, and then I left at 1,100 followers. I had to get off YouTube, because life's, and Black women, we sometimes experience a lot, and that's what happened. And so I'm passionate, because when that happens and you come back and you see, and then you see things that are blatant slap in the faces, and you see the disrespect, and you see, it's like, but I fought so hard even for us to be able to use that word. You know how hard it was for me to say that without getting like laughed at. There was whole groups and rooms and forums talking about anything. Those Microlocs are stepsister locks, and they were just going hard. And I'm looking at them like, but I'm fixing your clients. And then I fought that, and then I have to come step in an arena and see what I see. You think I'm not going to speak? To hear the people get scammed, and then it's just sad. Because, like I say, I mean, you have empathy, and empathy is not what everybody has. And let's be honest with that. I have to be honest. I have to be a therapist and a social worker. Some people don't care. They've been through a lot of stuff, and they truly don't care. They traumatized themselves. They don't have the level of empathy. I'm sorry. I'm a sensitive person. I'm sorry. My empathy now is turning into, like, it may sound like I'm angry because it's passion. Because I want people, ultimately, I know everybody is not perfect. They're going to do what they want. But I think if we just operated a little bit better, you can make your coin, but honesty first and foremost, and not trying to ride a wave and pretend like I couldn't believe that. And I was like, this person got all these followers, and now people are going to be like, I'm going to start. Where are your follow-up pictures? Where are your pictures? Do they know how to repair? Why do you have people in there doing? It's just looking at, I'm just like, and knowing the history behind, you'll find that those businesses have also done some other unscrupulous things. And that business has a ton of stuff about copying and not treating people right. But they have a lot of followers, and they see a presence all over the place. But there's a lot of complaints that are suppressed. There's a lot of things that are suppressed. And I think that we need to stop suppressing information people need to know. If you're looking or interested, or if you know somebody, guide them to information that you think will be helpful for them, that's going to tell them about the long-term results. Guide them to information. The very least thing you could do is, if you like the information, it's aligned with how you feel as a hair care professional, as a loctician, as a whatever, support it, click it. You don't have to click a like. I'm not begging for likes. I don't really care. But if you do press like, it helps kick it into the algorithm, which then supports you. Because now your information is you got some backup. You got people also saying the same things, as opposed to me feeling like I'm in the Lone Rage. I always got to say, or like people say, thank you for speaking out. Thank you for speaking. And I'm like, are not a lot of people speaking? And like, I'm going to keep speaking, but I know that there's forces that don't want us to, so we need to. And that's the social worker in me. Because I'm like, social justice fight. Let me wrap this up, because child, oh Lord, y'all going in the Facebook group. Okay, so the disrespect is real, but you know what? You can't disrespect. The good thing about me is when I respect myself, you can't really. The disrespect will be more on them. It's like, what a shame that you can't respect. What a shame, because you're really disrespecting yourself. So like, I respected Joanne Cornwell and this other person. What a shame it looks like when you disrespect me. You snatch the mic, and now you disrespected yourself ultimately, right? Disrespect the other creators, other people, other innovators, other founders of things and techniques. And it's just like, screw them. We gotta stop doing that. Especially if we want, like, you don't hurt yourself to support and respect someone. You actually help yourself. You help yourself. But the conditioning for a lot of people, that's why I say go to therapy, is if you don't really you don't really feel worthy, you don't really care about yourself in that way on the deepest level, how can you respect somebody else? I can't give you what I don't feel I have. Everybody did me wrong, so I'm going to do them wrong. That's how people are moving through this industry. Some don't know. Those looking at them, honestly, some don't know. Some looking at the money, not the techniques. That's all they care about, is the dollars. So let's now expand our minds so we can have lasting wealth in our communities, instead of trying to jump on a fad. Because then what happens is, you might be ruining your reputation for your business long term. People are going to complain if you're doing something that isn't, it's just about the money, and you forego training or solid foundation or whatever. It's going to be complaints. That you got headaches and complaints. And so what was the money really worth it? And then you're going to stop making, the money is going to slow and stop at some point, because we reputation comes out, and it's like, nah. They say they're hopping on a money train. They could care less, and it's sad. This industry is honestly going to trash, and I'm over it. I'm so sorry that you feel that way, April. I say she's saying that because I said it the other day. I was like, I'm kind of over this. But the thing is, like, spiritually, I keep getting called back. But like I said, I have a license, master's in social work, bachelor's in social work, and I'm licensed in 2 states. I could do therapy, but this is also another calling of mine. It's always been. Excuse me. I literally get information and downloads and ideas, and I can't stop it. Even if I try, go work a 9 to 5 in social work. Guess what I'm doing? All the time is being spent on my hair business. So it's like I don't want to deny the passion and the calling, but this industry is very sad. And from the lens of a therapist, social worker, I'm also looking at layers like some people may not want to talk about or understand, or you see it, but you're like, you know what? Like put it into words. I can see a lot of things. And sometimes it's discouraging. The only thing, no follow-ups, just installs. Right. She was talking about when all you see install after install. Child, I could go on and on about the copycats and fraudulent folks. Right. One thing to do something and be inspired, give credit, not know, etc., because that happens. Another thing to just do it, to try to like, I don't care. When I was thinking of Microlocs, I did not, I'm not going to lie and act like it was all rosy with Sister Lock, because I wasn't in a Sister Lock company, but I was like, I just want to have an improved version. I'm never going to take Sister Lock. Like I was like, Sister Locks is a whole forerunner for me. And then I may not have understood it right away. Now, I'm not going to lie. It took me through these years when I was seeing what was happening with Microlocs. I was like, I see what she was talking about, because she was able to secure her mark. I had so much sugar honey IC happening. I could, but I was like, I could secure other stuff around it. And then I was like, I see what she could feel, because what is this, and then you see people doing things that didn't even make sense. Like on a hair care level, and you're like, what is going on? So I kind of started to empathize with her in that, and that's when I finally met her. I met her before, but when I finally was able to talk with her so intimately last year, I had nothing but respect. And I was very, I don't like that word humble, but I was very gracious and wanted her to know, I respect what you laid forward, and I'm not a threat to you, whatever. But you can't tell people they see you as a threat regardless of how nice you are. That's one thing y'all need to know. You can be the nicest, sappiest. I'm going to come on YouTube and I'll be like, hi, everybody. And there's people out there trying to fight me down because I'm the biggest threat to them. You just shine. You just shine. I'm going to tell you, people are going to feel threatened by you no matter what. Do your good hair. Stand by good things and do it. Protect yourself and protect your stuff. Protect yourself in every way. You know what I mean? Read between the lines. Because people are going to feel how they feel. And because of the background I have with mental health, I know our community is it's so pervasive, this low feeling. We have more than any other community, that crab in a barrel, that we are reflections of each other, and some of us don't even love ourselves. And we're in the industry talking about embrace your natural hair and love yourself, when deep down there's layers of people that got trauma and all this other stuff, and they're just going to throw it on you. They're bleeding on people that never. So yeah, I see all of that. So that's why, I was like, I'll still be respectful. I'm always, and give credit and do what I can, but I have to know that may or may not do anything for that person who is insistent upon feeling threatened or intimidated by you, no matter what. Your success signals to them something in them, even though they can be just as successful, especially when they tap into what they're given, what their divine calling is. But instead, sometimes we want to take it out on others instead of putting that energy onto us and saying, how can I be the best I can be? Maybe I need to heal my childhood trauma. Maybe I need to heal that. Maybe I can feel better about myself. Sorry. Unfortunately, consulting is a skill a lot of professionals don't have. Consulting, like doing consultations. Yeah. Doing consultations are calling you to be the educator that you say you are, right? So doing a really good, thorough consultation is really informational. It's kind of like an educational thing. I used to get so much education, but then I'm like, then people would kind of take it, and then I see YouTubes come out like, so this is what you want to do. And I'm like, y'all, it's okay. Information's information, but it's like you still are the educator. That's what in a consultation is to say, I'm taking my expertise and you're asking for something, or maybe you're not, but you're desiring a style. And so I'm going to take my expertise and we're going to, your unique circumstances, tell you exactly what I can do based on what you want. Not sure, I'm gonna give you what you want. How much money you throw? Oh, she got money for me. I could pay my light bill now. And then you don't even do follow-up instructions. You don't have instructions on maintenance and care. You don't have it like, and then when people come in like, hey, I'm noticing this is happening. This is what I'm hearing from clients in my chair all these years. Remember, we're going on 16 years. I'm doing direct hair care services. And I hear consistently, either the person told them what to do or didn't, or if they didn't know, and the client said, I'm noticing this is happening, that's happening. That stylist has the nerve when they get an attitude, or you're doing too much, or you asking too much. That means usually that they can't help. They don't know. They always say, well, I told you to do it and you didn't listen. Wait, they're not your mother. You're an adult. They're not your mother. And if clients are not listening to you, talk to them a different way. If clients are armed with information that they need to maintain their hair between appointments, they're of average intelligence, they're gonna follow it. If you're not telling them, or you don't know what to tell them, now you're getting mad because you don't know. I see that a lot. And one client was telling me, and she going back and forth on text. I said, it's clear that the girl, you're asking her something she doesn't know how to answer. She doesn't know how to do repair. Right? So you're asking her to repair. And she keeps telling you didn't use the Sister Lock shampoo, or you didn't use this, or you didn't listen. And now y'all going back and forth arguing. I said, number one, the conversation didn't even need to go that far. It's clear that she doesn't know. So you're in my chair, and I kept trying to tell them, don't worry about it. You're here. We're not going to go and process that. Like, we're here now and you're in good hands, and I'm fixing her stuff and getting her hair done, and she's still going back. She's still even texting in the chair. Look what she wrote me. No. So when people don't know what they're saying, when they don't know a lot of information, there's certain key things they'll say. You didn't listen, or you didn't follow, you didn't do this, like, especially when they were coming from the Sister Locks, you didn't listen to this, you didn't use the products like I instructed, or you didn't do this or that. And it's like, that's not what the client is saying, though. But if they're telling you they're having a bad reaction to it, what else can they do? Well, you didn't do it properly. Like, then you have to just say they don't know. They didn't know how to provide education on the care and maintenance of this style. So that's what's happening a lot of times. Oh, thank you so much, April, for staying. You gotta go. Great job as always, Jessica. I'll talk to you later. Good. Thank you, April. Yeah, I'm about to hop off because I got to do dinner for my child. I keep saying I'm gonna hop off, but Spirit sometimes wants me to talk, and I'm gonna talk. I'm wearing my yellow because Oshun is always with me. I've never seen anything so foul. Can I save this? You want me to save this? Sure, I'll save it on for a little while on Instagram. And it'll be on YouTube if you want to watch it, if I ever delete off Instagram. Because I know, like I said, we know, my team knows. We see y'all in the stories. We see y'all. It's so funny because the person that... Shut up, Jessica. I'm going to tell you, I see more than you ever could imagine. I'm giving more information presented to me on a platter. And it's just like, okay. And a lot of times I don't entertain a lot. I stay focused. We stay focused on our team. A lot of things... Some people might say, well, you might want to see this. They show me, boop, we give it to the attorney. We don't play. But some things I don't entertain because, I'm an adult and I got a life and I have things, and you just got to keep your mental health. But some things I will speak about. And so, like I said, I've been on here for a long time. If this don't resonate with you, cool. Bye. I'm not going to stop talking about good quality hair. We don't need to scam our people. You can be so talented in your own divine gifts. Tap into that and stop trying to do something that may not be in 100% alignment of your skills, or you might need to get more training in it. You will find success in that. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start naming some things, but this particular business, I'm so tired of seeing their stuff, and they do post every second they're posting, and other stuff. I'm like, whatever. When you get to you get to Microlocs, and you get into the realm, and I see you doing this, and you got all this following, you claiming no locks, and you sat in the beginning across the hall from the hair show with me. I don't even think she even knew it. She didn't even have any bandwidth about Microlocs. My table was everything Microlocs all them years ago, and now you're the premier salon for doing terrible. It's just crazy to me, because a lot of them people were standing next to me, watching me at these events. I've been here from day one. If you are a big league, if you're in the big leagues in this industry and you've been in since day one, you might have seen me, know me, what I've been doing and what I've been advocating for. But all of a sudden now you're the, like, it's weird. And you're not even doing the, like, it's just so weird. Now, also, I want y'all to know this. So what is going to help you if you're not sure about their install, whatever, it looks all shiny and flashy, whatever, look, again, like I said, look at their long term, look at their portfolio, look at their accolades, look at their own hair, look at what they specialize in, what they do really, if they do something really well, but look for the long term. Locks are not temporary style unless you are getting temporary locks. So you should never be judging anything by no damn install picture or a very early picture. Look at, would locks stay on your hair for life if you, unless you cut them or they fall off. They stay on your head for life. Never should you be ever just looking at no damn installation pictures. Half the time, we used to never show. Back in the day, you weren't seeing installation pictures because installation pictures look like plucked chickens. We never showed that. Like, we showed, if we were showing an installation picture back in the day, we would show the installation and we would show the progress, or we would show, look, day one, and now look at her year 8, whatever. Now, all of a sudden, like, I'm gonna tell y'all, that's why I think a lot of people will click off and a lot of information ain't popular, is because a lot of people are not thinking for themselves. They follow suit. Well, that got a lot of likes. Let me do it. Stick to your integrity. If you can hear me, if you are processing what I'm saying, you have enough clarity to stand in your own truth. And so don't just do things to follow. Show there are people that want to know what this hair looks like in 5 years or a year or 10 years. Show those pictures. Don't worry about not getting a whole bunch of likes. Those aren't your people. And they're going to have them and probably stress you out because I want it to look like it's finished now. No, it's not finished now. People who are looking for you want to find you. So be with integrity. Don't worry about, if I cannot emphasize that, it's so liberating, right? When I post now, I don't even care. If I see, like, I know my diehards will always like, but I'm like, I don't care if it don't make a whole lot of numbers. What I care about is who is getting in the trainings, who's getting the support, whatever the results that people are having. I don't care about. So don't use that, because then now you're already going to stand out and you're already going to be true to what you feel inside. So show your long-term results, because people are looking for that and they want to know. And they want to know, maybe, how did you repair something? Or what is your, how are you different? Like, okay, clean scalp parts, that's nice if it was the style that I wanted, but ultimately I want locks. I want to see, now when they get information, they're like, well, what they started with? Now they may be zooming in like, that looked like a twist. I don't necessarily, I want it to be started with, the same way it's maintained. And, because you can't twist. Once you twist it, that's it. Once you braid it, that's it. You're going to be maintaining it with something completely different. There is a method that goes right with how you're maintaining it so that it always will look seamless. I always talk about that. And also provides you with a strength. But there's things to know about sizing. There's things to know about tools. There's things to know about so many nuances that go beyond that. So when I see that, sometimes I'm like, if that's all I'm seeing, I'm like, they're really trying to manipulate people into click. So again, if you don't even have to be in this boot camp, but if you are, we going into it. We are going in all the way, because we talk about prep, and then we're going to talk about install tomorrow and how to get the best results. And we talk about tools. We talk about these things. Like one of the quotes said, one of the feedback said that a lot of people, they say won't tell them. I think a lot of people don't know. When I read that, I was like, I appreciate that somebody gave me that feedback. You all say things that others will not say, and my brain kicked in and said they do not know, because you're talking about the Microlocs that you coined and started way back when. They might be talking about something else, and they might actually learn something different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're learning maybe from the DIY or something that they've made. But if there's things that have been in place for all that long time that have been created, like, sometimes they don't know. Or if they don't tell you, that's silly, because if you're training somebody, you should tell them these things so they can get the best skill. And something that happens prevalent in the industry, they should know how to address it. Don't skip over. So that's what I felt was a fault with Sister Lock, because I was like, repair is one of the biggest things we're doing. I need to make sure my program has ample repair built in, and then advanced level repair, because it's levels to the repair you might need. So sometimes people just don't No, and they're going and they're like, I'm gonna give you a training on half the things and something I saw or whatever, or I think, and it's catering, even still catering to the DIY. So I'm gonna train you on how to do it like this, knowing that, well, not knowing, who knows what they know, but those will give you more problems and won't look as refined as if you did it with a different method. Maybe not as refined down the line. It might be way bigger. There's a whole bunch of things that could happen. When you're a loctician, you know this. When you're a micro, small, even a sister, really good sister loctician, you know this. Um, yeah, that part. Spirit, can I go? Can I go? Did I say my piece? Yeah, because I'm always talking about it. So we can go. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna go do one last check on IG. Oh yeah, you should. Yeah. Yep. So like I said, listen, feel good about yourself. You won't worry. You won't even worry. You won't worry about deceptive stylists, lack of long-term results, people who are masters in some other part of the hair or have a business that's popular may not be skilled in this. Don't automatically take it as they know what they're doing, because I see a whole lot of them not. More than I see that do. There's info can be suppressed intentionally or unintentionally. It could be the algorithm. It could be that, nah, she ain't, I did it this way. I've been doing my clients this way. I'm not supporting what she's like. And then they're in our, some people are in our boot camp, like, I've been doing it that way and I noticed. Da, 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 da. And they're really honest, and I appreciate that the people in the boot camp honest, because they're ready. I guess that's why they're in the boot camp. They're ready. They're like, I pulled it off my service menu because this confirms everything that I've been seeing. And now you just put it together for me. And I just want to save headache and I want to maximize my money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, and also, again, the last point, likes, follows. Some people are chasing that and they're sacrificing the quality of hair. Plain and simple. I'm calm now. Thank you. All right. Y'all have a good rest of your evening. Those in the boot camp, I'm going to see y'all later. Um, Possibly be in for just a few minutes. And, yep. Bye, y'all.